guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty, and today we're going to talk about antioxidants slash brightening agents in skincare. Now, antioxidants are awesome for protecting your skin from the environment, damage, reducing signs of aging, boosting overall skincare health, brightening, lightening up spots, etc. So there's two classes of antioxidants. Wow. Let's go ahead and clean those off real quick. There's two classes of antioxidants. One, they're more for protection, and one is more for brightening. It's not that they don't protect, or it's not that the other class doesn't brighten, but one is more for brightening. And a lot of these brightening agents and serums are combined with the other half of the antioxidants because they do well together. So rarely are you going to find a serum or something like that that only has exactly one ingredient. Like most vitamin C is mixed with ferulic acid and vitamin E. Those are all three antioxidants, but vitamin C is the only one to brighten the skin. The ferulic acid and the vitamin E do other things. So we're only really going to talk about the brightening ones. I am going to put a list right here of the other ones. Boom, 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 boom. And I will put what those do in the description box. So we're mainly going to focus on the brightening side of the antioxidants. So like I said, they're not all brightening agents, though some of them have it as a little bit of a bonus. So this is a list of the ones that do brighten. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid and other derivatives, niacinamide, which is vitamin B3. You see that one everywhere right now. That's like the king ingredient, right? It used to be hyaluronic acid in everything, and it still is to some extent, but niacinamide is like the new buzzword. Licorice root extract, glutathione, Alpha-Arbutin, Reservatrol, and Turmeric. Those are the ones that really focus on the brightening. Let's go a little bit more in depth with each one of these brightening ingredients. Vitamin C or ascorbic acid, derivatives could be SAP or MAP. And we are going to go into more, I have some sort of hair on my face. We're going to go into more detail on ascorbic acid because that's the best one, my opinion. So it brightens skin, fights free radical damage, boosts collagen production, which is the plumpness, right? The youthfulness, fades dark spots. Niacinamide or vitamin B3 strengthens the skin barrier, which is really, really good because we did kind of overdo it on the acids at one point, and I'm sure all of our skin barrier needs a little bit of help. Reduces inflammation and redness, brightens skin and evens tone. This can also be one that I really don't have sensitive skin, but niacinamide sometimes stings a little bit. And if you have a product that stings a little bit, wait for your skin to be completely dry and relaxed after you clean and then try it, and it might take away that sting. That's what I have to do with niacinamide. Reservatrol, that's the one that's from grapes / red wine. Great for anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and it's great to use at night. So this might be one it's not something that you buy on its own, right? This is an ingredient that might be mixed into something that you use at night. Glutathione, it's skin brightening antioxidant, supports other antioxidants like vitamin C, and that's another one that might be mixed in with something. I have never seen an ingredient, I've never seen a serum that's like glutathione by The Ordinary, right? It's usually mixed in with something else. Licorice root extract, brightening, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant properties, great for sensitive or redness-prone skin. This is also another one that could be mixed in with other serums. And then turmeric, anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, helps with dullness and uneven tone. So those are all the antioxidants that brighten. Now we're gonna go into we're gonna focus a little bit more into Ascorbic acid. I actually have a blog that I wrote a long time ago, about 5 years ago. I'm gonna link that below. It's very thorough and it's still up to date. The only thing is some of those recommendations for like in each category I put a recommendation for a product. You know, we'll have to see if those are still available, and some of them might not be affordable for you. So, all right, so here's kind of an overview of vitamin C or ascorbic acid. It's widely used because it's the most researched, okay? Brightens the skin, fights free radicals, stimulates collagen. Pure vitamin C though, even though it is the most researched and the one with the most efficacy, it can be unstable and or irritating to the skin. I did have to work a little bit to find one that did not break me out and did not irritate my skin. So you are gonna have to do the same because I don't know your skin. There have been derivatives, which we're gonna talk about, that are more stable, better for sensitive skin or aging skin or super dry skin or whatever. Again, this is a trial and error. I'm always gonna recommend ascorbic acid because it's the most researched and the most effective. But if you have the kind of skin that can't take it, or maybe a derivative just works beautifully on your skin, you've already seen the change, then use that. Sometimes a derivative can actually be more expensive. So again, L-ascorbic acid is number one. It's the most potent, it's the purest, and it's the most researched. It can oxidize really easily, which is why I do believe that one of my favorites, which is Drunk Elephant, has repackaged and reimagined how they do their vitamin C, because when it is that pure, if you don't use it up properly and it's not packaged properly, which a lot of them are not, then it's gonna oxidize before you can use it all, and you can still use it, but it's not gonna be as effective. It can oxidize, especially if it's 10% or above, and really 10% is what made a change in my skin. I started off with 15%. So anything below 10%, you might not see as much effectiveness right away. You're still gonna get a benefit, it's just gonna take longer. And that pure form, that L-ascorbic acid, has to be pH, like a certain pH to be effective. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make L-ascorbic acid effective and usable in a product, but it is the most effective, it is the most potent, and it is the most researched. Number two is sodium ascorbyl phosphate. It's stable, water-soluble derivative. It's more gentle than L-ascorbic acid, helps with acne, provides antioxidant benefits, and brightens the skin. It's best for sensitive or acne-prone skin. This one is slower to see results, and I will put examples of all of these in a product list as well down below. Then you have magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, which is MAP. Sorry, the other one was SAP. It's stable, water soluble again, hydrating, brightening, collagen boosting, less irritating. It's best for drier, sensitive skin. And again, what I would recommend is starting with the best, the most potent, the most effective, to see if you can handle it. And then if you can't, then start trying for these derivatives. And a lot of these derivatives you're gonna see at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx. The first real vitamin C, like L-ascorbic acid vitamin C I saw was the Cerave one, and it was at Ross, and I was like, shut the heck up. But you also wanna make sure that it's not expired and all of those things. So you wanna always check ingredients and check expiration date when you're buying at some of these other retailers. Then you have ascorbyl glucoside, stable, water soluble, brighten skin, antioxidant protection. This one requires it to change into L-ascorbic acid in the skin, which could reduce the potency because it has to take a second step, right? You're not just putting it on, but it has to do some extra stuff inside to actually turn into something that can do something for you. You have ascorbyl palmatate, fat-soluble derivative, can penetrate the skin's lipid layers, which is great. Antioxidant protection, less potent, and effectiveness is debated. It's often used in a combination of other ingredients. Couple more. You have this one I've seen a lot. This is THD ascorbate, tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, ascorbate. It's all. I'm sorry. Look, there was quick story. So there was when I was still teaching. It was one of the first years, probably the first few years of being a full-time, like not an assistant teacher, a real full-time head teacher. And the head of SPED was like, hey, you're so good with these kids, which granted I was, but he was like, that always put me in the worst place to do state testing. I never slept the night before state testing because you could lose your teaching license if you F something up, because it's a very important day and it's a very like strict. Everything is super, super strict. What you can't do for teachers and students, right? So terrible for all around. But he was like, you are gonna read out loud this small group of children taking the science state test, but you have to read every single question and answer out loud. So just imagine me saying this word, tetrahexyldecylascorbate. I mean, can you imagine me reading to you for 4 hours a state test? I was like, you know what? If any of those kids failed that test, it's my fault, because they didn't understand what the heck I was saying. Cracked me up, man. Cracked me up. So yeah, that one is oil soluble, penetrates deeper. It's good for mature dry skin. It's often found in high-end formulas, but it can be more expensive. So just because it's a derivative doesn't mean it's going to be more affordable. And then lastly, you have 3O ethyl ascorbic acid. Stable, water, and oil soluble, brightening, antioxidant, some collagen stimulation. It's great for all skin types, especially if seeking brightening without irritation. But it's still being studied, but it's considered promising. So it's like some of these things are just newer, and so we're not going to know the real research until we use it more. When you use vitamin C, it does something to heighten the effectiveness when it mixes with the sun. But you can't just put vitamin C on and go sit in the sun, right? Because no matter what you're putting on your skin, it's going to make it more prone to irritation and prone to sun damage if you go directly into the sun wearing it. So what do you need to do in between? You need to put the barrier of the SPF on, making sure that you're putting enough on to actually do something. And then more moisturizer or whatever. My moisturizer and SPF is together. Highly, highly, highly recommend that you use your form of vitamin C in the morning. So whether you're washing or splashing, I'm a splasher, or maybe a micellar water, let that all dry. Do your vitamin C, whichever one that you really love, whichever one that is being effective for you, let that dry, and then do SPF and you're good to go. That is a morning routine. That is enough. I watched this Instagram video the other day, and it was a skin doctor, dermatologist situation, and she was like, you do not need to be doing all this. Very, very simple. If you want to do all that and you want to spend money on high-end products, go for it. But if you're looking for what works, what do I really, really need, that's it to me. And if L-ascorbic acid doesn't work for you, we just went through all the derivatives. Find something that is brightening. We didn't talk about what licorice root is in or what Reservatrol is in, right? But anything with those ingredients is going to brighten. It might just take longer depending on your skin type and what you can handle. Again, I'm going to link the blog that I wrote a few years ago down below, because it is very, very thorough. And I know some people like to read information. I'm going to put the two different lists of antioxidants, the ones that really don't brighten but more protect from environmental things. And then the other list is the ones that are brightening. And then I will show you to the vlog. And then I will put a list as well of highly recommended antioxidant serums and things like that. But again, do your own research as well. Make sure you're, reading reputable sources. In another video, I put who I really love to watch. Dr. Dre is a great one. There's a lot of dermatologists on YouTube. There are a lot of estheticians on YouTube. There are a lot of chemists on YouTube that are giving really, really, really great information. You just have to make sure that you are vetting who you're watching. Thanks so much for watching me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.